all right, everybody's going to tell you to think bigger. But once you have that idea and you have that vision and you start working on something, you don't want to think bigger. You want to think smaller, because you need to know in as much detail as possible what the process or story of each of your customers or users or clients or whatever they are looks like. Because without understanding the smallest aspects of their experience, you won't be able to scale it up into something bigger and think bigger. So obviously, if you're looking at understanding what business is like and want to get into business, you do need to think bigger, and you need to understand that everything is a journey, everything takes time, and your vision is exactly what it is, a vision, and you need to make it a reality. But the way to do that is by thinking smaller and thinking in those small actionable steps of what exactly can we do just to get to this next step, not what do we need to do to get all the way here to this big vision, because that's just going to paralyze you and you won't be able to do anything. There's a deer staring at me right there. I'll take a look at it. Boom. What's up, deer? All right. But yeah, so by thinking smaller, you know exactly what needs to be done to get to that next step. Like, for example, for us, if we're gonna say think bigger, we're gonna be thinking, okay, we have the software, and even if we try to scale it down a bit, we're gonna take it out to the wholesalers, and then we're gonna take it out to the investors, and then it's gonna have a snowball effect, and blah blah blah. Like whatever you would say in like a pitch competition, which is why I don't really like the pitches, because they don't really address the traction and how part as much. But anyways, versus if you take the understanding of thinking smaller, you say, okay, no, we're building, why are we building this? We're building this so that there can be more off-market properties for investors, and so that wholesalers and investors can connect easier and make it easier for both sides. Okay, good. Now zoom in on who we're serving first, the wholesaler. As wholesalers, what exactly are we looking for this to do? Save us time and make us more money, and build connections, I guess. So how are we going to do that? We're going to create a place for them to efficiently list their properties, where instead of taking 10 minutes to find all the details, you just put in the address and it'll auto-fill the details, and then you just have to put in those other specific things, and then make it so that they're just directly contacting you. Investors are, if they do that. Okay, now, great. Now think even smaller. How can we get this implemented right now? We have two strategies. The first is get it to Jennifer and either have her use it or use it for her. And I'll break this down even more before going to the other strategy. How do we do that? All right, we talked to some investor friends we know, and we're getting some walkthroughs on her own properties and looking to JV them, or kind of like a buyer agent, seller agent type thing, where she got the deal, we bring the buyer. And we're building good relationships through that, so that we can get on a talk to her. Did I say her name? Oops. And have her be the first user on there. Whether or not she's the one uploading the properties, even if we can get ourselves to upload them for her, and she just doesn't have to worry about it, and then treat it as like a JV, but we're listing on our site, whatever the wording is. The important part is getting those properties on there and getting her to say yes, to allow her to see how much time and money she saves and makes, respectively. The other strategy is using this as a way to JV a bunch of people's deals and put it on our site, and use that as the value piece, so that all of them are now under our names, and we're JVing all these deals, so it can, we don't have to worry about adding more wholesalers, more users. Instead, we can focus on growing the investor side, and once that has a substantial growth, we can invite people to put their own deals on there instead of JVing it with us, and we can just charge them a smaller fee, or whatever it looks like. But that's what I mean when I say think smaller. Is not don't think, it's be more specific and more narrow and more detail oriented in your how of doing things. But it's okay to be bigger vision, understanding the bigger picture in your why and what you're doing this for. So think smaller. That's all I got for you guys today. Peace.